trying to get that perfect chord on guitar, piano, primarily on those. Okay, and if I'm playing a song, I used to play Georgia like this. Like that's the way I used to play it. Okay, and that's okay. Georgia. Now I play what's called an E minor 7 flat 5. To be honest with you, I never used it before, or if I used it, I didn't know what I was doing. I love that sound. Okay, so now what I use is I use an E minor 7 flat 5. I think I was reading one of Kent Hewitt's. We were in a conversation in email, and I told him how I did on guitar, played an F major 7 and everything. And he says, oh, well, I like to go to E minor 7 flat 5 there. Really? So I was telling him the old way I did it. So I started looking into that, looked into his more careful, and I said, oh, that is really beautiful. And then I would go, now see what's really cool about that, we're going from an F and we're kind of sliding down to an E minor 7 flat 5. And I'm going to show you something neat about that. Yeah. And we're kind of going down, but you're actually going, if you're going from an F to an E and now you're going to slide to an A, you're using a circle of fifths. You're kind of getting the position by going from an F, okay? Okay? And now, and I'm going like, okay. And I look at my hands, I'm going that is not just a E minor 7 flat 5, which I will describe to you why it's called an E minor 7 flat 5. And I said that is a C9 with an E bass. Wow. That's something to think about. Because this, if you took this right here and move this here, you have a C7, you have a 9, but this right here makes it an E minor 7 flat 5. Let's look at that. First of all, let's look at what, just change these two middle ones here, like that. That's an E7. Okay? Now, if I did that, I know it wouldn't sound right. But now, if I think E minor 7 flat 5, I'm thinking E minor 7 flat 5, I'm thinking, well, I got to take the natural third down, move it there, and I've got to take this fifth, and I've got to flat it, if you were to do the scale of E. That's your 7th note, okay? So what they did was they took that right there, and they flatted that, and that makes a D. And if you look at it, that turns out to be, if we're thinking in terms of E, that right there is your E, right? E, and we go down a whole step, and that gives you a flat 7. So you kind of do it just like you say it. E minor 7, flat 5. So let's just make it E minor 7 and really cut to the chase here. Okay? This right here is an E minor 7. E minor 7, flat 5. So right here we have an E, and we just take it, do this here like this. It's the D minor. This is D minor 7 flat 5. Okay. So and when they go to the A chord, I always think of what note would I really like to see in an A dominant chord, and I really want to see the major third of A. And I'm looking at this, how can I make that an A minor, how can I make this E minor 7 flat 5, which we just discussed, okay? And let's make this something, let's take this pinky here. Wow, I like that sound. And I can tell when you went like that, you went from an E, and then you took this E minor 7 flat 5, moved one little note, and now it becomes an A with an E, that's the fifth. Excuse me. That's your fifth, okay? And it becomes, it's got a G, so that's what's called a flat 7. It's always one whole tone below the root. I did a video on that. And then we must have a major third. So A, B, C sharp. Always go up in the key. Okay? There we go. Always go up there. So okay, that right there is the I'm not following any specific pattern. I'm actually just playing a 6. I've got kind of like a G in it. That turns out to be basically a C6 or an A minor 7. Now watch this. That's a C and kind of like an F. Now G7. A minor. Now just do an F chord. Just showing you some things that you can do. Now the full chord. You don't have to be, you don't have to get fancy. Just enjoy yourself. Take baby steps. I can make these simpler.
Let me use 2 fingers. A minor 7. Now the 4 chord. F. Now G. A minor. Just took that from there to there. Now I can go down here. A minor. F. Keep it as simple as possible. I'm going to do it in chords. These are called dyads over here. 2 notes are dyads. 3 notes are triads. 4 notes are tetrads. Now we're going to kind of make some music with that. Still keeping it nice and doable by relatively beginners. We were all there one time. And I have a C, and I did it accidentally, but I heard it. That's a C major 7. How's that C major 7? Well, there's your C. You can think of it as a G something, but really and truly, listen to that sound. That's the C major 7 here.